Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pick a Card Reading. I want you to take a moment, take a couple slow, deep breaths. See which pile or stone you are feeling called to. Which one you feel is the right group for you. Some people may have a hard time picking between them. You can either go with the first number that comes in mind, like 1, 2, or 3 kind of thing. Which stone you like, or just which pile itself looks like it is calling to you. In the description or in the comments, you will find the timestamps for each of these groups. If you do enjoy your reading, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up. I enjoy receiving comments from people after their readings or during their readings about how they feel things resonate with them. These groups this time are very, very different from each other. And it's a general reading, so not everything's going to fit. So please, 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 as always, don't ever make major life decisions based off of a tarot reading. And yeah, let's get into this. Let's go ahead and pick your groups. Welcome, pile number 1. This is your pick a card reading for today. So those of you who picked pile number 1, you have the 7 Deadly Sins and the Reclaim Your Power card, or the Panther Spirit. And the 7 Deadly Sins talks about the humanity of destructive traits. So like when you look at the image, you have this person, they're pushing everything away and they're protecting all these little creatures down here. So it's like you are in that state right now where you're being protective and needing to reclaim your power from some situation or someone. From these cards that I pulled afterwards, I'm going to say it is some type of heartbreak. I feel like this feels almost like a mixture. For some people, it feels like it's going to be a relationship heartbreak. But there are some who it's definitely about grief. And both have grief in it, but I mean, where someone has passed. It definitely seems like you are allowing it to keep you tied up. And I don't say it just because of this, but also over here. It's like that you're protecting everything that's going on inside so that no one can see what's going on within you. For a lot of you, I feel like you have been dealing with some kind of narcissist, and you're really needing to you have really needed to put up those walls, especially when you're first dealing with the separation or the whatever, when you first got out, or so that you wouldn't be too crumbled, but inside you were still feeling very heartbroken. just know there's a ton of opportunities here. Try not to see everything in black and white. Just because one person in your life was a not so nice person doesn't mean that every single person out there who drinks their coffee black, for example, say that person drank their coffee black. Uh, that doesn't mean every single person out there who drinks their coffee black is going to be that way. So just keep that in mind when you start seeing all these things that you might consider red flags, and some of them very much may well be, which it's good to keep an eye on that stuff. But just remember that it's not all always. Especially when you're looking at like friendships and things like that more so than romantic. I feel like some of you are even looking at people in your workplace and going, oh, they're showing all the same signs as this ex-partner of yours. And the thing is, they're not your partner. So even if they're showing all those signs, just stay away from them for that. Unless it's something that they're doing that's affecting your job. Always keep those signs and things in your mind as, maybe for how much you're going to allow yourself to trust that person with things, or, that kind of stuff. But just don't get stuck in it, is what I'm hearing. I feel like some people are definitely getting stuck in all areas of their life, it feels like, with this whole looking for these signs in every single person, even friends of yours who have proven themselves to you over and over that they are not going to harm you. They've never given any big real indications. You're even comparing small little things with them to this person. And that's where this like really black and white thinking is coming in. And you need to remember that not every single thing is a warning sign. Yeah. Kind of reflect back to before that relationship, to the pureness of your heart, because you do have new beginnings coming, and it doesn't necessarily mean love, but once you can reclaim that power, it feels like you're going to have a really good outcome. All right, so let's see, group one, what we got for your outcome card here. I'm just going to put you on top of that one. You got the Magician. Yeah, so you definitely have the power to manifest, to reclaim that power. You have it within you. You definitely have that ability to get just this new state here, and you have all these opportunities that you don't see yet that are behind this door, that are coming up for you once you can process this grief. If you need to seek help, please seek professional guidance from a therapist or someone who deals with that kind of situations. I'm being told that I should pick one more card for you. Excuse me. I don't know why every time I do card readings for YouTube, my nose starts running. I get like the sniffles. Not that you need to know that, but it's just a little interesting fact I've picked up on recently. I don't even know which deck this is that I grabbed. Oh, it's the animal deck, so let's see. Oh, wait. So the other card that I just picked out is Hummingbird Spirit. It's one of my major signs for myself is hummingbirds. Well, obviously that's why the name of this channel. Anyways, this particular card talks about being here now. So instead of living in the past, start thinking about the present. What are you doing right now? What are some little tiny things you can find joy in right now? When you are walking down the street or outside and you see a flower blooming somewhere or something, do you take a moment, not necessarily smell the roses, but like to observe it and just genuinely see its beauty? I know it's really hard when you're not in a good spot, but I find, especially when it comes to nature things, it definitely can help with calming the mind a little bit, getting you into the moment instead of living in the past or living in the future, because it's absolutely beautiful when you start looking at the little tiny details of some of those things that are going on now in your life. When you eat your food, are you pausing and actually tasting the food, or are you eating it so fast um, that you couldn't say what the taste was 5 minutes later besides knowing what it was? Um, some little things like that will definitely help with bring you into this. Remember that, also try to remember that innocent side to yourself. Everybody has both sides. They have, a young innocent side, and they also have a not so innocent side. Um, and it's good to kind of reflect on both of those at times. But for the people who have this group, I'm going to say at the moment, the biggest thing is to reflect on those innocent days, those innocent sides, um, the good things about it, those traits of a child. Um, I hear for some of you that, and I know this is totally off from the first part, but for some of you, you're really struggling with addictions and you're not telling the truth. And even if people are not telling you that they're aware of your lies, beware, because they definitely are aware. They just don't have the energy or capacity to fight with you or argue with you about it. And all you're doing when you're lying is making it so that people don't trust you as much, and want to spend less time around you. So if you're trying to push people away, that's a good way to do it. That's just for a select few who are watching this, but I felt like I needed to say it. Um, yeah, that was the next card that was on there, which was time for a beginner mind. So, yeah, that fresh start, that child outlook at things, look at things as if you were, you know, the beauty and wonder in things. Um, Obviously, still keep yourself, in the present, but not too airy, but definitely tap into that childlike joy. And it's okay to both be in sorrow and joy at the same time. If this is about someone, so for the people who are grieving someone who passed, and it's not just, or even those people, but it's okay to find moments of joy in your life and still feel the pain. You can do both at the same time, and there's no reason to feel guilty over it. There's going to be times where, for some people, the ones that were in the not so good relationship, that there's going to be words that were said to you that you're going to replay and you're going to think in your head. You might believe them in your head. Just know that those are just words, and you make you who you are. It doesn't matter what that person has said or thought or didn't say or didn't think. What matters is who you are at heart. Who are you? What are you doing? And does it align with your morals? And that's what you need to go with. Anyway, group number one, this is was supposed to be a short reading, but it's turned out a little longer than I was expecting. So I hope you all have a great day, and I'm going to go on to reading for group number two now. Bye for now. Hello, group two. This is your reading for today. So I'm just taking a glance here at the cards. I pulled them a little while ago and then did some other things. Kind of took a little break in between piles. These cards look awesome. All right, so your main themes is starting off with the cards that I had pulled for the piles were the go with the flow, let things happen, and moth spirits, surrender now. So it looks like there's something going on where you are seeing yourself. You're not seeing is a better thing. Something. It's like you feel like you're blinded and trapped, but in reality you're not. Like even like you can see here, it's just the smoke, the wisp of smoke that needs to go, and then once it clears, you'll see again. And then over here, like in the mirror, she sees herself all tied up with blindfolds and like the crows and that, but she's actually in reality not tied up. I think a lot of this stuff is related to some kind of childhood traumas, perhaps. There's something like from if it's not childhood, it's just more distant past. Not something that's recently happened, something that's happened a long time ago. That you are allowing to keep holding you back. You're allowing it to make you feel trapped when you're in reality you're not. You kind of need to look at things from a different perspective. And like this here is a picture, I believe it's like of some kind of hall or like archway of some building, and they're showing like the intricate art that's up on the ceiling of it that you probably wouldn't notice if you didn't look up at it. And it's kind of, to me, it's saying like you need to take that time to look up at this, look at things from a different perspective. Reconnect with some friends, your good friends, because that will help you with getting past this stuff. You have the World here, which is an awesome card to get. So, and that just basically talks about everything coming together. Then you have the Moon here, which, it can be both, like a lot of people do around the new and full moons, will do manifestation and releasing things. So it can talk about both of those type of aspects of things. It can talk about releasing the old and bringing back in the new. It can, for me, this card, even though it can also talk about, like, if you look at the moon, you see all the craters and everything, and despite it being hit over and over by asteroids, it's still existing, it's still beautiful. So it's like saying that you are still beautiful despite all the asteroids that have hit you over your life, which kind of thing, which would be, all the not great things that have happened. So yeah, your main message is that you need to let go of things, like just to stop second guessing yourself. I keep hearing, stop second guessing yourself. It's the second guessing part is not accurate. You need to trust your instincts a little bit more. Definitely feel like it feels like, and even though I'm not seeing it here, it feels to me like your friends have been trying to tell you this for quite some time, and you're just not listening to them. You're so stuck in this. It is possible to get past those things and heal. You got some big things coming up for you, it feels like. And it's good things. Like this has an amazing outlook, this pile. And that's one thing you'll know with me is sometimes you'll listen to my reads and sometimes you don't. I'll give you the options on how to make things better, but sometimes it's not so great. Like, so it depends on what I'm actually genuinely seeing or feeling about it. And this one here, like, I feel like that newfound hope, that newfound aspirations, confidence, the ability to finally, it's like that, I finally got past over that finish line, and now I can breathe again kind of feeling to it. And I think that's going to come with this going with the flow when you stop pushing. Sometimes if you're pushing, but you don't need to, because if you just do things with the flow, you're still going to get to the same spot and probably even actually quicker. Now let's see what this card had to say here. Yeah, you got the 8 of Wands. So yeah, if you can release and go with the flow, things are going to start moving faster, and faster in a way that is helpful, not faster in like that overwhelming, oh my goodness, there's too much going on kind of thing. It may at first feel like, wow, there's a lot happening really fast, but it's not an overwhelming. It's going to be like, oh wow, I can't believe that happened this quickly kind of thing. Just trying to see if I'm picking up anything else here. I'm going to use my travel Light Seers deck, which is this deck here. It's the same exact deck, it's just mini-sized. I'm going to pull a couple more cards here just to see if there's anything else that needs to be brought up on this. See, where this is a general reading, it's really, I find them a little more difficult than doing one-on-one or personal reading for people, because you get a combination of different energies coming at you. So like, I'm feeling for some people I'm 100% feeling like this is a career move that you're looking at making, but you were kind of like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Oh no, I don't have the capabilities, but you really do. And that kind of thing. For others, I feel like this is surrounding more your, like, moving past. You feel like certain things, like negative self feeling, that's holding you back in different areas of your life, because it's like you don't believe in yourself. You don't see the true you. You're seeing this trapped. You don't see this beautiful woman sitting here that's not, not all trapped and bundled up. You don't see this, playful spirit of the child. You're not looking at things from this, different point of view. And for those of you that I'm just talking about here, you've definitely been spending time reflecting on it. So it's not that you're not, it's like you're just coming out of that place. Maybe you're just becoming aware of, that's how you've been seeing things. And even though you thought all along that it was, yeah, because I just got the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and I love this card because when it's upright or reverse, doesn't matter, but I love this card because even though she's sitting here in, like, locked up in, like, despair kind of feeling, the key is right there for her to get out. The key is right there. She just needs to lift her head and look. So I love that card. And by it being in reverse, I feel like you found the key and you're headed that way. It's not like you're still sitting in that position of not looking and not seeing it. You actually are seeing it now, and you just need to, unlock that door and then go with it, kind of thing. Oh, that's too many cards. Is there any other messages? The Wheel. Things are coming around. Again, that's just reconfirming things are coming to completion with, this past stuff. It's you're starting a new, if you can let go of this, and go into this next section of your life without it, you're gonna find such big differences if you can just go with this flow. And anything else here? I think that's about everything. I'm just gonna take a couple more little quick shuffles here, but I'm not feeling anything else coming up. I think that is your message, is you need to release, go with the flow, trust in yourself, see your true potential. Don't see these false potentials that others have put on you, or that you've put on yourself, that are these false, stories there, that some of them probably do stem back from childhood, or stem back from exes or people who were negative in your life. You're strong. You're definitely someone who's got it, and you're about to go through a point in your life where you're going to be like, I can't get over the changes that have happened. And I am. So group 2, that is your reading. And I can't wait to see or hear from you. As I hope, when these changes happen, please come back and comment. Let me know about it, because I'm excited for you guys. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day, and I'm going to move on to group 3. Welcome, group 3. I'm going to tell you, I had to take a little break between group 2 and you, because wow, I'm telling you, the energy off this one, this is not my normal type of reading for this group. Anyways, let's just get into it. If you picked group 3, this is going to be for you. I'm going to start off by saying I'm not typically someone who does love readings and things like that. But this here definitely has a strong contrast of that in it. There is a small message for some others as well in here. So let's just get started. So your cards that I had pulled that were to start at the pile was Follow Your Intuition, the Owl, and then Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. So it looks like you have started to build a new sense of community and friendships, working together, teamwork, things along those lines for sure. There's definitely, a lot of newness in this reading. Some of you need a little vacation, but yeah, it's definitely very positive. It's like, I feel like a lot of you have come out of this place. You're in this place of kind of feeling stagnant at the moment. And I'm not seeing this here, but it's what I'm feeling is like you've been in this place for such a long time of stagnancy and just kind of waiting and wondering and that kind of thing and not knowing your next steps. But something has recently happened that has brought in a brand new sense of community to you for sure. And maybe it's like someone shined a spotlight onto this area of your life. Like it wasn't even an area you were thinking about. Maybe you've been super focused on your work and things like that. But if you had been having any kind of issues in your relationship, there's going to be some things that'll come to light. There'll be a little more teamwork coming up. Definitely a newness with that. Maybe some creativity. Like maybe you guys are going to go on a vacation together somewhere, something along those lines. But the majority of the people for this reading is for are actually people who are single. And it's saying to me like this here talks a lot about like creating your creativity as well and newness. So I feel like some of you have this, you like somebody, but you're really, really shy and you're keeping it to yourself. I'm not sure why you're keeping it to yourself, but you're definitely keeping it to yourself. You're like, oh, maybe it's almost like this feeling of, oh, that person's too whatever for me. Or I'm not enough for this person. But you really are. And like you have like this creative romanticness coming up here. You have here, union, happiness. If there's someone that you like it's saying, like this card here saying you might not see, you don't see the whole stairway, but you need to take that step forward. Be brave. If let the person know you like them, if that's what it is. Because there are a lot of people out there who do not pick up on subtle little hints and things like that. There are people out there who you need to stop being quiet with and just say, hey, like, I'm interested in you. Some people, you might be hugely surprised, and that person may have been interested in you as well all along, even though they don't appear to come across that way. There will be some people who will get this reading that it's not that it's not going to be the right person, because it is going to be the right person. But the person that you do like is going to need to take it very slow. And that's where these healthy boundaries come in place. It's like you have to you have this energy of like a kid in a candy shop and like excitement, but this other person is definitely needs a little more slowness. They don't need you to, they don't want to rush into anything. Um, but by not rushing, like you need to tell them, because I feel like if you don't tell them, they're not going to know, and it's just going to extend that time it takes no matter what. But by telling them, they might say to you like, "Oh, I'm not ready to be in a relationship right now." Um, Especially if they say something along the lines of like they're focusing on their own healing. They just don't quite feel ready, but you seem cool, that kind of thing. Like, don't take that as a hard no, because that may just mean they literally are at this moment not quite ready. But by them knowing that you are interested, that will also allow them to have the time to figure out maybe if they feel that that's right for them. And I think over time, it's going to turn out that they're going to see that, yes, this is right for me. They may be hesitant because of some of their own things. Like they might be feeling like, oh, themselves, they might be feeling like, I'm seen this way, but they don't see all this trauma or all this whatever I've been carrying. So I don't want to say yes to a relationship because I don't want to have that affect this person. They might really like you, but they might just need a little more time for healing on some of those things. But seriously, I definitely saying you need to tell them that you like them if you like them. They feel like, to me, like these type of people, the type of person who may never say, if they like you, they may never tell you they like you, because of their own self-doubt and their own little issues they have, or maybe because, like I said, sort of with the people at the beginning, they might be so focused on career or healing or some other aspect of their life that like it's just not something that's past their mind. It might be just like, yeah, like, because some people are, don't, you should never need the relationship. So it's like they're in that state where they're content with where they're at on their own, and they don't feel that need for a relationship. That's not saying that they don't want one or that they wouldn't be happy in a situation if the right situation arose, but they're not out there actively necessarily looking. And it feels like you definitely need to be the one to make that step. You definitely need to be the one to tell them. But again, I just keep hearing, take it slow, healthy boundaries, go with their boundaries. It's gonna be a lot slower than you want. You're in this energy of like, I want it now, and let's just do this, and oh my God, I can see all this happiness and I can see it. But slow down, take a breath. It's okay. Sometimes the best relationships are built off of friendships. So just because someone says they're not ready for a relationship, or at the moment they only want friendship, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen down the road. And if it's someone who is doing the self-work, and that's the reason why they don't want it at this time, that is only going to make that relationship in the long run healthier and stronger and have better, a lot healthier boundaries and last longer. It's not going to be like that whirlwind, like, kind of thing. It's going to be long lasting. those of you who are already in relationships, there's definitely something new coming up that you need to pay attention to. I'm hearing some of you need to sit down and have a conversation with your partners and listen to what they are saying they need at this time in order to get this. Like some there's different love languages, and some people, like your love language and their love language may be different. So you may be someone who acts of service is kind of your love language, and you think, oh, well, because I did this and this and this person should be, then this doesn't seem, but that person might actually be the type of person that needs some quality time. They may need that quality time with you, doing something, or they might be the type of person that needs a little more adventure and fun, a little more creativity brought into things. Maybe some of you need to go out and do some activity that you both enjoy. But it definitely feels like, maybe a vacation for definitely some, kind of to ground and reconnect. But that reconnection is coming. So if it's just been I'm not talking about the people who are out there, because I don't think those people pulled this group. And if they did, this is not the reading for you. I'm not talking about people who are in toxic relationships. This is the group of people who have been in loving, happy relationships for, a little while or whatever. And there's just that little bit of disconnect or a little bit of a different distance that has come up. And it's just these little tiny things that need to be worked on for it to become, move back into this kind of feeling. And I think if you take that time to rest, relax, have that communication, open up, stop keeping everything quiet. If there's something, whether you're in the new relationship or you're looking for a new relationship or whatever it is, communication is key. And if you're not communicating and you're just being hush-hush about everything, people are not mind readers. Even people who, might be better at picking up on things and stuff, they still can't read your mind. They still don't know what you're feeling. They're not you. Some people can look and see things from other people's point of view, but they're still not you. People don't understand that. So you need to stop being hush hush and start communicating in a healthy way. Don't wait till things boil over. Have those conversations ahead of time. You may be worried that by taking that step down and having that communication, that there's going to be something worse that's going to come of it. But even if that communication turned into, say, a fight, an argument, it's still better for it to come out in an argument than it is to not to come out in resentment to build. Because with an argument, things can be rebuilt over time. You may need a little space. You may need whatever. But at least then it's both parties know what's going on, and you can work together. And that's the big thing I'm seeing here, is like teamwork. That regardless of which side of this you are in, there's definitely teamwork that's going to come from this. If both people aren't willing to put a little bit of work, teamwork into it, it's not necessarily, going to get to this point of this happiness and that. But I feel like everybody who picked this group, who's either single or already in a relationship, that teamwork is going to come. And it feels like such a happy, healthy is what I keep hearing. Like you're probably someone who has been in a lot of unhealthy relationships in the past, or maybe you haven't been in a lot of, not necessarily romantic relationships, but, it could be family, friends, unhealthy situations. And it feels like this situation is going to be a healthy one, especially if that communication opens up. So I had pulled a couple cards here to see at the end for each of the groups. Most groups I just picked one, but two came out for you guys. As to what the outcome sort of all this is, to kind of bring it all back together, because it starts off with the follow your intuition and setting healthy boundaries. Talks about teamwork, communication, creativity, newness, all of that, taking steps into the unknown. But I want to see, so if you were to take these steps, or if you were to, start that communication, open up that line of communication, start doing the teamwork, what the likely outcomes are going to be. And I'm going to say, I didn't look at these cards, but before I even flip them, I'm going to say, just based on the rest of this and the energy of this, it's going to be positive. It's going to be positive. So the first card is the Nine of Cups. Absolutely. And that talks basically about abundance. And abundance isn't always necessarily financial. It can be like your heart. And cups is more about the water and emotions. So it's a positive card for me. Like he's celebrating. He's got the, sitting there, cheers kind of thing. And the second card is the Three of Cups, and it's people celebrating. It talks about friendship, union, all of that. So yeah, group 3, what an amazing reading. Oh, I love this. And I'm not someone, like I said, I'm not someone who typically likes doing relationship or love readings. But yeah, this is what came up, and it looks awesome for you guys. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye for now.